Thank you, Drew. It's great to see you all this evening and to see the interest that you have in the IB Diploma program. The agenda for this evening is very simple. I'm going to go through some information about the IB Diploma, and then after the presentation, we are very, very honored and privileged to have some former students who have gone through the IB Diploma who are going to form a panel. We have 3 students here that are going to sit at a table to my left, and then we're going to have 3 more, hopefully, if technology works for us this evening, that are going to Skype in. They're currently in college, and they're going to Skype in. And that's going to be an opportunity for you as parents and as guests to ask questions, authentic questions about how the IB Diploma program affected them. I'm going to start with a general overview of the IB Diploma program. And it's very important that you know that the International Baccalaureate program works very well with our school. This idea of worldviews from every classroom is the idea behind the IB. It is a curriculum that is designed to promote the ideas, as Drew said, of international mindedness. I'm going to start with a quick quiz and see how you do on this quiz tonight. It is a school, so we're always assessing students, and I thought we would assess parents tonight. So here's our quiz. At what age does the average person acquire an automobile for the first time? How many television sets does the average household have? And what is the most commonly consumed food among children ages 12 to 16? So what's interesting, if you ask students these questions, what do you think they will say? For average age, you get an automobile. If you asked a bunch of students, especially in Léman Manhattan or anywhere else, what would they say? 16, right? And how many television sets does the average household have? About 200. 200? Maybe 2, right? You know, you would say an average. And if you ask students what is the commonly most consumed food among children, what would they probably say? Hamburger, pizza, French fries. But as some of you adults, obviously there's some missing pieces here, because I didn't say that this was in the world, not just in New York. And this is really this idea of international mindedness, that you really have to think outside of New York City, outside of the United States, and really think worldwide. So, what's the answer to the first question? How many automobiles? Average person never owns an automobile. Average person does not own a television set. And the most common consumed food is? Rice. Not French fries. Rice is the most. So this is really this idea. You don't have to be international to be internationally minded. And that's this idea of the IB. The whole curriculum is designed to get these ideas into children. You can learn math anywhere. You can learn English literature anywhere. But where do you learn these things in the context of international mindedness? These are the kinds of things that are discussed in an IB diploma program, and they're not discussed in a normal American high school context. This is the aim of the program. It's not just to learn content, but really there's some pretty powerful statements here. This idea, common humanity, shared guardianship of the planet, a better and more peaceful world. So the IB thinks very big. It's not just about passing exams. It's not even about going to college. They're actually trying to create internationally minded world citizens. It's a very, very large aim. It's really an amazing idea. And believe it or not, these ideas are infused in the program. I think it's useful for a moment to look at our mission statement in Léman Manhattan and see how that resonates and dovetails with the IB program. There's some key words that jump out immediately. I don't know how many of you who are parents at Léman actually have read the mission statement and really have thought about it at all. But to me, there's some things that jump out. We are an international learning community. We want an excellent education. We want to have independent, critical thinkers. We want informed and engaged citizens of the world. And we are part of a family of world-class schools. And to me, when you read the mission statement of Léman and you think about how are we going to accomplish this, in my opinion, the best way to accomplish this is through the International Baccalaureate program. So what is it? So this is the IB program. This is actually their definition. And I want to be very clear because there actually are 3 IB programs that are delivered by the International Baccalaureate. There are the primary years program, the middle years program, and the diploma program. At Léman Manhattan, we are going to offer the diploma program, which is for students in grades 11 and 12, or as the IB says, ages 16 to 19. And I think the last few words of this are extremely important. It's not just success at university. It's success at university and life beyond. And I've spoken very briefly to our panelists who are going to join us, and I told them to think about this part of this mission statement of the IB Diploma program. And its goal is not just to get them through freshman year of college or sophomore year or junior, but to really prepare them for many, many years afterwards. We have one person here who graduated the IB Diploma program in 2001, so 11 years after graduating high school. So some reflections about what happened not only during university, but way beyond university. The IB Diploma program and all IB programs are focused on what's called a learner profile. A learner profile are attributes that define a student through this program. What's interesting is when you think about a curriculum, what you normally think about is just simply being, as they would say here, being knowledgeable. Learning content, learning math, learning physics, learning French. But again, as I showed you earlier, the IB thinks a lot bigger. The IB wants students not only to be knowledgeable, but to be caring citizens. There is a huge component of community service. They want them to be inquirers. They want them to go and not just learn, but inquire how to learn, why to learn, to construct knowledge themselves. They want them to be balanced. They don't want them to hyper-focus in one area. The IB Diploma program is designed to create a whole child. So these 10 attributes are the attributes that children that go through the program will gain when they go through this. Just a quick history of the IB. Believe it or not, it was formed in the 60s. There were a group of international schools in Switzerland that wanted a common curriculum. It really was fairly unknown to most people until about the 1980s when it gained university recognition. And it started with 7 schools, and now I'm going to show you how big it's actually become. There are now over 2,000 schools that offer the IB Diploma program. There are over 3,000 schools that offer any one of the 3 IB programs, but even just in the diploma, over 2,000 schools in 132 countries. 132 countries offer the IB Diploma program. Over 100,000 candidates and over 400,000 exams offered every year. So this is a huge program. One of the most important features of the IB is preparation, as I said earlier, for university. And as Hillary Hewins, who's here this evening as our college counselor, and I have talked about, we've met many, many college representatives. And as soon as Hillary mentions to them that we're offering the IB, they get very excited. So here is just a short, it's the most widely accepted secondary diploma in the world. It's accepted in 136 countries. So if you are not from the United States, or if you are from the United States and you just want to send your child abroad, this diploma is extremely portable. You can take this diploma and apply to college anywhere fairly seamlessly, as opposed to going through various kind of agencies and ministries to try to prove equivalence and so on. All you have to do is just say you're an IB Diploma candidate, and you can go and apply to university pretty much anywhere. And this is very important because the IB is looked at in a similar way for American colleges and universities like an advanced placement. If your children have IB courses on their transcript, and every single Léman Manhattan student will have that, as I'll explain in a minute. When college admissions officers look at these students, they put them in a whole other category. These are students who have taken advanced coursework. These are not students who have just taken regular high school classes. And so in this very competitive environment of college admissions, it gives them a huge leg up, and I'm going to show you some statistics. So which universities recognize the IB? Lots of them, and thousands of others. And if you look up here, it's not just the United States. This is Australia, UK, France, Germany, Hong Kong, anywhere you want to go. I want to show you some research that the IB has done through various universities to show you the value of this diploma. The first piece of research I want to show you comes from UPenn, and we actually have 2 students Skyping in from UPenn in a little while. And what they did is they did a survey of admissions officers of what we call highly or very highly selective schools. 59% said they give preference to those students who have done the full IB diploma. 59%. And 78% of them gave credit for HL exams, for higher level exams. The University of Florida, which is one university that has one of the most generous acceptance policies and credit policies in the United States for IB diploma. And I want to show you these really incredible statistics. First of all, they surveyed students' performance on the SAT once they got into UF in a standard college prep program, in an AP program, and an IB program. And you can see small gains, but I think significant. But this, I think, is even more interesting, is this over here. What they did is they saw the students' GPAs in high school, and they saw their GPAs at university. And the first thing you notice, of course, is that the GPAs drop. This is very, very normal. So they have a GPA in high school, and they drop in college. Extremely normal. But what's interesting is that the least drop from high school to university is with IB students. And this goes along with this idea that these students know how to succeed in college. You can see dropping almost a whole point in GPA, whereas here dropping only a half a point. And that's a big deal. Last piece of research is at Virginia Tech. It's a survey of students above 3.0, so these are the best students at Virginia Tech. And they say how many students at Virginia Tech have GPAs above 3.0? Non-IB students, AP students, and IB students. Now, this research is a bit skewed. You can see I wanted to be honest here. Obviously, these are much higher numbers than in the other two. But still, I think these statistics are stark. So again, incredible success at university. Last piece of research I want to show you is about acceptance rates to go into university. We listed a few of, again, highly selective universities in the United States. And you can see here, this is the general acceptance rates. You can read these on US News and World Report and other documentations. But what you don't see are the acceptance of students that participate in the IB program. And I don't know if you can see, but for example, take Duke here, 12% versus 28%. So they're basically, colleges and universities look at the IB as an extremely valuable preparation for college and university. So an average increase of 10.5%, which means if your children go through the IB Diploma program, on average, in a very small sample, and if you're a statistician, I apologize for doing some hand waving, but in general, in my opinion, a huge leg up, over 10% increase in chances of getting accepted to these highly prestigious universities.